Good morning. So it was requested that I do a video showing you my favorite drugstore foundations and concealers and give some tips on choosing the right shade. We've all struggled with this at one time or another. And for years, I loved the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation, but I could never find the right shade. Well, finally, I've got it. But let me tell you, there was a lot of trial and error involved. And that stinks because who wants to spend a bunch of money on a foundation and then not like the shade that you bought? So I thought I had come pretty close with the light 00B until I tried the nude 00BB. And Milani has released a lot more shades over the years too to suit different people because I had sent them a message one time on their website or their social media and I was like, I love the formula, but please, more shades, I can't match myself. Well, they did release more shades. So the issue that I had with light was it's too light and too yellow. But with the nude, it's more neutral and it's a little bit darker. My next favorite one is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. If you have dry skin and you think you can't wear this, think again because this formula is good, I feel like, for anybody really. I mean, I'm 62 years old, so my skin gets drier than somebody that would be younger, but I can wear this no problem. It's supposed to be for normal to oily, but I feel like, yeah, it's for anybody. Now, I had bought the 115 Ivory, and that was a pretty good match until I found 112 Natural Ivory. And right away, you can probably tell that the ivory is um, darker and has like a peachy undertone in it, whereas the natural ivory is lighter and has a more neutral undertone. I used to always have a tendency of buying things that had too warm of a tone only because I could never find anything that seemed to match because I have a cool undertone and sometimes when they try to make foundations for cool undertones it ends up looking warm for some reason. I don't know why. The e.l.f. Camo CC Cream is my other favorite drugstore foundation. Um, I love the way this applies and the shade Fair 150C is actually perfect for me. So I don't have any issues with trying to find the right color in this, which is unusual. Now, if you compare this to like the Maybelline Natural Ivory 112, they're pretty close, but the e.l.f. one has a bit of a peachy undertone, but it doesn't make it too dark. In the Milani, this is the one that ends up being good, but yeah, see the e.l.f. one has definitely got a peachy look about it, but I don't know, it works. It works for me. Now for concealers, my top three concealers are the LA Girl Pro.conceal HD Concealer in Porcelain. This is extremely light, but it blends in so beautiful that I don't know. I really like it and it it does a good job. The Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser. This is really nice. In this, I take the shade 110, which is perfect. It's very, very neutral, I would say, on tone. And the other concealer that I really like is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. And I used to think that the Fair Rose was my favorite shade, but it's way too light. When I apply this, it just looks very washed out and too light under my eyes. It just doesn't blend in well, with the foundation area. So Fair Beige is actually better for me because it's a bit deeper and more neutral of an undertone. So when you're looking for the right shade in a foundation or concealer, you do need to keep your undertone in mind, but you also have to make sure you don't go too light or too dark. With concealer, you want it to be a bit lighter than your foundation because you're trying to brighten that eye as well as get some coverage for any darkness or discoloration you may have. For foundation, I feel like a lot of times we can do the same thing. You know, you can end up going too light and then looking ghost-like, or too dark and then trying to blend it and make it work. And so just try to identify, look at any foundations you have, and try to figure out what is it about these foundation shades that you don't like. Do you tend to buy things that are too dark, too light, too orange, too yellow, too too pink? You know, it just figure out what mistake you're making and then you can correct it from there. So I hope this was helpful. Those are my top three, though, I would say. My top three foundations and concealers. So hopefully this was helpful, and if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.